A guy I know made a comment yesterday about how I think he said he doesn't feel like we should blame like other entities or gods for making us do something, or he doesn't think there's things in this world that make us do wrong. I think that's how he was saying it. I don't want to get anything missed in translation, but I think that's how he was talking about that. And I've heard also other people say this too, like, well, a lot of people blame God or they blame the devil when really it's our fault. Oh, we're the ones who do it. We're the ones who sin and do good and do wrong and do bad. And yes, that's true to a point. See, we have free will to do anything that we want to. The best way I can really say this is instead of blaming us only and blaming the devil only, you really got to blame both. It's both you guys' fault. You and the devil. Probably mostly the devil. But that's because he's the tempter. Like my mother always said, the devil doesn't make it easy. You don't have to do what the devil tells you to do. You don't have to beat your wives, drink beer, smoke dope, cigarettes, marijuana, whatever you want to call it. You don't have to be hateful or racist. Don't have to kill people, outside or inside of your mind. You don't have to do any of those things that the devil's telling you to do. So yeah, it's your fault if you do them. But the devil doesn't make it easy. So it's his fault too. Another way you can say this also is we're made in the image of God, okay? Spiritually and all. We have a flesh body and we have a soul. Our soul is fed by Jesus Christ. But our flesh can be also fed by the devil. Because that's the only way he works, is through flesh. The devil works through flesh because that's the only way he can get to us. That's why they call it fasting, refraining from food. Because when you eat food, the food stimulates your body, your flesh, this stuff, and you basically give your body power to think nasty thoughts, to upgrade itself in wickedness and such. That's why I think in Matthew 17:21, I believe, Jesus told the disciples that you can cast out demons and devils and tell the rock to go here and there, and it will, but this does not go except by fasting and prayer. So that's why some Christians, not all, and you can tell which ones fast and which ones don't, but some Christians, not all of them, fast for this reason. Because they want less carnal and more spiritual. Less flesh, less self, and more Jesus, more holiness. Because when you're more towards God and spiritual, in the spiritual side of Jesus Christ, you're going to be less prone to the flesh. Which, if the devil's controlling your flesh and tempting your flesh, if you're not in the flesh or conformed to the flesh, you're not going to go in the direction of his temptation. Makes sense? So no, the devil doesn't make it easy. He tempts you and he knows how to do it. He takes notes. He knows what your little sins are. Whether it be gambling and losing your money doing it, going to the strip club and sticking 20s in the ladies' thongs and panties, going to church on Sunday morning and then drinking a beer after you get out. Like I said, the devil takes note on what you can be tempted by. And he will exploit it to separate you from God and to send you down in hell with him. So yeah, you got to be less carnal, less flesh, and more spiritual in Jesus Christ. Why do you think Jesus fasted and prayed with his Father? Because of the work he was going to have to do. Because if he hadn't, he may not have been on that cross. He may have failed his Father if he hadn't fasted and prayed and been tempted by the devil. That's what got him through all of that. So, yeah, you can blame the devil, but you also got to blame yourself. Because the devil only tempts you, but you don't have to turn the wheel and go in that direction. Well, I hope this answers that question. And I hope I translated what they were saying to me correctly, I'm hoping. If I did, then what they were saying is a good point. Well, I hope this helps you with your journey with Christ. Go in the name of Jesus.